Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Marilyn, and so I'm here today to give you some tips on how to improve public speaking. I have had the opportunity and the privilege to be a public speaking lecturer for the past 5 years, and I interact typically with university students, traditional or non-traditional, but sometimes I sit back and think that there is a demographic that does not have the privilege to attend college and sit in my classes and hear the tools that I give my students in order to help them become better public speakers. And so I decided that I kind of wanted to use my YouTube platform to put together kind of like this little series of the things that I teach in the classroom to just put online for those people who can't physically come into a classroom, who can't afford to pay for a college course, and who want to better themselves. So if you're interested in improving your public speaking, then stay tuned. So what if I told you that 75% of Americans said that they were afraid of public speaking? When asked to rank their fears, the top 5 included: 1, the fear of walking alone at night; 2, the fear of becoming a victim of identity theft; 3, the fear of internet safety; 4, the fear of being a victim of a mass or random shooting; and 5, the fear of public speaking. People would rather die than give a speech in front of a group of people. So let's put that into context. You would rather be the person in the box at the funeral than the person standing behind a podium eulogizing that person. If you think about it that way, it becomes a bit weirder to think of the fact that I would rather die than give a speech. So now that you've kind of got that image in your mind, how can you improve your public speaking? Well, I've got 3 tips for you. That's it. 3 tips. Tip number 1, be prepared. Tip number 2, practice. And tip number 3, desensitize yourself. So let's go into those each. Prepare. Chances are when you're asked to speak in front of a public or a group of people, you've been asked ahead of time. So prepare. Gather your research. Gather relevant research. Whatever your topic is going to be, make sure you find research that has something to do within the time period that you're discussing. Also, always write an outline. I don't care if you're the best speaker in the world. You should always have an outline. I'm currently reading from an outline right now. So you want to outline your points. You want to have an introduction, transitions, main points, and a conclusion. All right, it's just like writing an essay. Within your outline and within whatever you're going to talk about, make sure that you have a purpose. Why are you here to talk to people? Are you here to inform them? Are you here to persuade them? You need to make that very clear because the audience needs to know off bat, why am I here? Why does this matter to me? Get their attention within the first few seconds of speaking. And this is developing a really strong attention getter. The next thing is make sure you have a really strong conclusion. Regardless of the fact if you are informing your audience or persuading them, you should leave them with a very memorable statement at the very end of the speech. Something needs to stick out so that they'll walk away and say, hey, you know what? I went and saw this individual talk and I was really pleased with what I heard. One thing that really stuck out to me was what they said at the end or what they said at the beginning. After you've outlined your speech, make sure that you have speaking notes. I always tell my students to use note cards. Those 3x5s or 4x6 note cards are really great because paper, if you have paper in your hand, it will tremble and it makes noise. So imagine that sheet of paper that's just shaking in your hand. People can see that you're nervous. Note cards are a bit more sturdy. They're much smaller, so they can't see that fear of your hand shaking quite as much. The second thing, practice. If you have a camera and you can record yourself, practice doing that. Practice with your computer's webcam. Stand in a mirror and practice. You will begin to see things that become problematic with your speaking, and that will allow you to see what others will see what others will find problematic as well. Then if you're comfortable, practice in front of friends and family. Ask them, as an audience member, what do you see that I could do better? What do you hear that I could fix or tweak? Just the third tip I have for you is to desensitize yourself. What it means to desensitize yourself is to expose yourself to something so often that whenever you see it or hear it, you're no longer afraid of it, or it doesn't have some sort of, there's no response to it. I always say, whenever someone asks you to speak, get up and speak, because there's no way that you'll get over your fear of public speaking if you never do it. Just take any opportunity that you have to expose yourself to the thing that you're afraid of, and over time it won't have that impact on you. So those are your 3 tips: prepare, practice, and desensitize yourself. All I want you to do is go up there and kill it. If a mistake happens while you're speaking, go through it. Do not apologize. You have no reason to apologize. If you need to take a second to collect your thoughts, you collect those thoughts. Don't ever give disclaimers of, oh, I'm sick. Oh, no one cares. Because when you put that stuff out there, now people focus on it. So if you come up to a group of people and say, before I start, I just want you to bear with me, I'm sick. Now, everything you do, how you sound, how you move, every cough, every sneeze, I'm counting them at that point, because you've given me something to focus on. Let me focus on your words. Let me focus on the way you're presenting. And believe it or not, you're going to make an impact on at least one person in that room. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope this information really helps you out in the realm of public speaking, because it's really not that hard, people. I love it. I have no problem standing in front of a group of people and talking, because I'm pretty good at what I do. I'm just saying, you know, this is put my collars a little bit. But if you have questions regarding public speaking, fears of it, resources that you may need, or anything in the realm of communication studies, make sure you leave a comment below. Make sure you thumbs up the video, and make sure you subscribe, because I'm out here just trying to share the things that I know in order to help the people around me. So until next time, and I'll see you later.
Do we look alike, y'all?
Everybody says that.
I swear we look alike.
I show my friends at
She might
work.
be 90 years older than me, though.
I'm just kidding. I know I don't look a day over 18.